Good morning, how you all doing? Hey Nicola, how you doing? Hey everyone on TradingView, I still don't have my video on, my camera on, haven't got another camera, but I'm still here. Hope you're all well. And we're also live on TikTok, so good to see everyone here on TikTok as well. Hey Moss, how you doing? Hey David, good to see you, good morning. Hey Ted, good afternoon. That's interesting, everyone wants the good news first. Yeah, so I've just launched a, well, not just, I launched a poll on YouTube. Do put it into the chat, let me know, or put it into the poll, let me know. No camera, should be working. I'm here. Ted, see me? Hey Pips Apprentice, hey Ayakame. Just want to make sure. Can you see my camera? Hey Angel Case. All right, seems like it should be working. Okay. All right, thanks for that, David. Thanks for that, Moss. Thank you, Moss. Hey, D-Train, we are streaming here on TradingView. Just no camera because I'm just trying out a stream on TikTok as well. So I've only got two cameras. I got my laptop camera and my external camera, so apparently I need 3 cameras now. That's gonna make me feel like a star, isn't it? But yeah, so just bear with me for now, guys. On TradingView, we'll get another camera and get that up and running hopefully sooner rather than later. Hey Dominic, how you doing? Hey Erwin. All right, so I see that I was running that poll on YouTube, and most of you have said, I just want to do a quick update for you guys. So most of you have said that you want the good news first. Waiting for that to load. 89% of you wants the good news, and this has nothing to do with trading, all right? This has nothing to do with news in terms of, or 90% of you want the good news first. It's got nothing to do with the news on the non-farm payrolls or whatever. Just a quick update to everyone is that why I tell you all that you have to be on this session today. Good news first is that this daily market analysis will continue on continue on next year. All right. The bad news is I'm going away. I'm going on a short trip, or a relatively short trip. So this session, today's session, is going to be our last session for 2023. All right, our last session for 2023. I will still be available for you guys on the Discord channel. I will still be available on the Discord channel. When I get the chance, I will still record videos, market analysis videos, and upload it on YouTube as well. I will still be, when I can, writing analysis on TradingView. So a couple of things, main things is that I will come back and I will be doing market analysis through next year for you guys. So that's going to continue on. But today is our last session. I'm a bit sad. Our last session for 2023. You have to follow me, or you should follow me on TradingView, because that's where I'll be writing up analysis and sharing with you on that. And I will, when I get the chance, do videos and upload that on YouTube for you guys as well. Okay, so do make sure you follow me on those channels, those platforms as well. Okay. Yes, it's been a long year. Well, it's been a long couple of years, right? So yeah, just taking a 3-week break. The trades recently have helped as well. 300 over pips last night on the US yen. So been trading well over the last, over the last few months through the year. So decided, and family time, all that. So decided to take a bit of a longer extended break. And actually, for all my regular followers, Suyun should know, a lot of you guys who know me, I do take relatively long breaks in December. 2 to 3 weeks I'll go away just to reset, recharge, set alignments, plan, think about things for next year, plan, and look forward to implementing next year. So that's one thing I do. That's one thing I suggest to a lot of traders as well is, do, as much as it's fun to trade, I really enjoy trading, as much as it's fun to trade, as much as you can trade and make money or possibly lose money, there is always a time to take a break, reevaluate, recharge, plan for things, and spend some of the profits. You make money through the year on your trades, you have to plan to spend it as well. It's not just about accumulation and building bigger accounts, right? So always look for a way to spend it, enjoy it, so that you realize the benefit of putting in all that hard work, recharge, and then 2024 is going to be a massive year. Okay. Thanks D-Train for the 2023 streams. I appreciate you guys for joining me through all the sessions. So as much as I've been sitting here talking and rambling away to my screens on the computer, to you guys, thank you all for taking your time for joining me on the sessions. So big appreciation to everyone, especially everyone who looked at analysis and did jump into trades. Massive appreciation for that. Good to recharge and reflect and plan ahead. Yes, definitely. Hey Jimmy, how you doing? Hey Desiree. Wishing you all a super Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year ahead. Via XP, nothing happened. Made good profits. Time to recharge, time to rest and recharge. Good morning, Royal Governor. Hey Stefan, how you doing? Hey Erwin. One more thing is that I am planning a session. This is very far in advance, I'm telling you all. But for anyone who is in the UAE region, I am planning a meetup, a one-day course session hopefully in April, in-person session, right? So something to do with you guys in person in Dubai, April next year. So I will update you guys further about that. But if you're in the area, or if you're able to be in the area, put that into your calendar. Make sure you join for that session. I look forward to catching up with everyone in person as well. Okay. What happened, Ted? Okay. Hey, Aisha, how are you doing? Good morning. Moss, thank God you're coming. I'm definitely coming back. I will be back. I will be back with a new camera, maybe some lights. Gonna get the whole thing set up, look even better for you guys. Glad to see you all. We'll see you all next year. Hey, Discord channel is still gonna be there. I will still be on. I might not be doing as much trades, but if you have any questions, do put it into the Discord channel. I'll be there to help you guys as well. Okay. Watching the stream on my phone yesterday's on TradingView. Yeah. We've got a camera on in YouTube. Just only unfortunate for everyone on TradingView, no camera there. All right. Okay. We'll miss you. I'll miss you guys, man, massively. Enjoy your profits and reset. Yes, Ayakame, it's been an awesome year. Hope it's been awesome for you all as well. But with all that said, we still have today to get through. We do have the NFP today later as well. I will decipher what has happened on the the yen as well. We are on the daily market analysis, same time, 3 p.m. every day until I take a break. Quick disclaimer, any information contained on this webinar should not be construed as advice and is presented as educational material. The contents of this webinar are not intended to be a recommendation to trade a financial product, and your objectives, financial situation and needs has not been considered, and you should consider its appropriateness to your circumstances. All right? And hey, if you are new to the session, we are taking a break. If you're new to the session on this daily market analysis, we are taking a break for 3 weeks until 2024. But the good news is that, so Suyin said, what's the good news? I missed it. The good news is that I will be back. Despite taking a break, I will be back in January 1st, or whenever the first Monday of January is. I will be back and we'll be looking at the same thing. We'll be doing the market analysis again, have some collabs planned as well, so a lot of exciting things ahead. Thanks for helping me my first year of forex. Fantastic. I'm looking forward to that first year and many more, Erwin. New year, new Jin now. Same old Jin, same analysis, hopefully better. I've got a few things planned, exciting things planned for you guys. Desiree says, which day are you starting your break? After today. right after the non-farm payrolls today. Tomorrow I'm off. All right, so almost immediately. Hey Rejoin FX, how are you doing? Good morning. Okay, so what has happened since the last time we spoke? Wait, scroll back. It's not loading. Thursday. Okay, so Thursday, nothing much happened. We did see unemployment claims come out as pretty much as expected. We did not think too much was going to be happening at that point. Take that away. Dollar index, I know we were talking about retracing, could test 103.30, 103.80 and get to bounce higher, but just before I posted that, I was thinking, I added in an alternate scenario where I could break the channel and trade down to 103.55. It was actually more like 35, that point there. So there was a bit of a, well, no point adjusting it now, but that was a bit of a typo there. So it did break down towards that 103.35 level, which is that 50% fib retracement level. Okay, so last night we saw the dollar index push down, breaking the channel to the downside, tested 50, now bouncing back up, currently sitting just below 103.80, right? Just below that point at 103.80. Let me just adjust this and take that away. Yeah. Great for me. Well, it's half a holiday. It's half a holiday. Okay, it's a bit of a working holiday actually. So that's what happened on the dollar. We did see that push down. No big reason, no big news that caused that push to the downside, right? No big reason to cause that push to the downside. If you read the headlines, nothing much there. Scrolling through even to last night, we didn't see too much in the news front. Okay, so it's more like it tested that resistance level, didn't like it, came back down. So it's more a technical play, trading to the downside. That push to the downside, we saw it happened on the yen. I'll tell you more about it on the yen. But early this morning, those of you on Discord, I was sharing with you. So I was trading the yen massively last night. Got up early this morning, watching Bloomberg, and when a lot of talk about the yen because firstly, scrolling down again, right? Yen rallies on hints of BOJ policy shift. There was a rumor, or there is a talk about possibly the BOJ ending negative rates in April, right? Ending negative rates in April next year. So remember, if you read my article, Fed Reserve possibly ending rates or cutting rates in April. No meeting in April, so maybe March or May. Then now we have the Bank of Japan possibly ending negative rates in April. All that seems to be happening in April, and because of the idea that they're going to end negative rates in April, we saw a big push, strength to the downside on the yen, on the US yen, pushing down, strength on the yen. And then also at 7:50 a.m. this morning, we saw GDP number for the Japan GDP number was released, minus 0.5, previously expected 0.5, minus 0.5, came out at minus 0.7 quarter on quarter. So there was a bit of a surprise there, which caused this move on the yen, right? So we traded that down. We spoke about this yesterday. I updated you guys about this morning. I was trading that down as it broke that support level at 144.60. I got into that, traded that down. I was very surprised that happened so quickly, but at 7:50 that pushed down, and then after that continued to bounce back up. Okay, so a little bit surprising there, or a little bit of a surprise there from the Bank of Japan on the rally because of the Bank of Japan's view. Then also the thought about the, hang on, let me just check something. Okay, I think I know why. Okay, then the view on the, what was I going to say? The Bank of Japan's view, and then the GDP causing that bounce back up again. Okay, D-Train had a feedback there. Check on YouTube why there's a humming sound on TradingView is very clear. I think I know why, because I have my water dispenser there, and I think I need to tweak the sound again, but I think the mic is picking up the sound of the water dispenser humming away. While I just realized that TradingView is using the mic on my camera. So that's why TradingView doesn't seem to have the humming sound, and the YouTube has a humming sound. It's picking up, this is a bit too sensitive, it's picking up that sound. I'll try to figure that one out through the break, okay? Questions from Robbie: will there be trades for the remaining days of the year, or will it be a slowdown because it's end of the year? I think that I'm taking a break a little bit early at this point. So yes, there will still be trades from now or over the next couple of weeks. It will slow down towards the end of the month, right? Towards the Christmas period, it will slow down, but over the next couple of weeks, there will still be trades, because remember, we still do have the FOMC rates decision to be released on the 13th of December, right? On the 13th of December. So there is still a little bit more volatility to come. Yeah, so I'm just taking a bit of a break a bit earlier on. Desiree is asking why April is so far away, why do they start moving now? It is far away. April is many months away, but to think that, so imagine now that the yen is, trading at a level, and if you anticipate that they're going to be cutting rates, or not cutting rates, they're going to be readjusting rates back from negative to maybe flat, you want to get in early. You want to get in early because you want to try and catch the move earlier. It's like, for example, and everyone in Singapore would know this, you know that the GST, the goods and services tax, is going to go up, I think by the turn of the year. So what do you do now? You want to buy everything now. You want to buy big ticket items now, just so that you don't have to pay the additional 1 or 2% on the GST, or the additional GST. So that's the same issue, that's the same scenario, the same thought process, is that, thinking, or with the speculation that the Bank of Japan could move rates away from negative. You want to get in now, you want to try and catch that move before it happens, right? And that's why they always say you trade the rumor of the news, and then when the news comes out, you might go the other way. Say for example, if in April the Bank of Japan does not hike rates, they do not move rates away from negative towards break-even level or flat, then you might see the US yen just skyrocket again, right? Push up 200, 300 pips, because they would have so-called disappointed the markets on their speculation. Okay, so although it is quite far away, yes, there is a anticipation that, and that's why we saw that move on the yen there. Okay, very similar to the dollar index, where, you know, as we see a gathering of speculation that the Feds will cut rates in April, or could cut rates in April, then you will see the dollar index trading to the downside. All right, look at that, pushing to the downside as we anticipate a bit more normal situation. I can't say the word, but normal situation in terms of rates decision. Okay, so I hope I explained that. Yeah, you know, like you wait for the sale. And I know a lot of people who are buying things right now in anticipation of the GST coming up. So Ted just asked, what, just a random 250 pip take profit or expected? I'm jumping the gun a little bit here, but I had this level here because if you scroll way back, where am I? Scroll way back, it was that point there. So, you know, I don't like trading into unknowns. I always want to have a level where it would be a bit of a point of reference for me. So this was a level we saw in August this year, where, you know, it came down, tested that 141.65 level, and then bounced back up. So when I was trading that to the downside, or rather when I got into that trade, right, I saw that breaking down and I got into that. Zoom in a bit more. Okay, at that point I thought, right, where can my take profit be? The next level I have is down there, so I actually had it all the way down there to that point, 260, 270 pips to the downside. I was very surprised. This was at 1 a.m. this morning, right? It sat there and I thought, great, but let me just move that away, put that there, okay? And I thought, great, got into the trade. That's possibly going to last me through the day tomorrow. And then midnight and 1 a.m. it shot down, right? It shot down. As it was shooting down, I was a little bit greedy. I thought, great, it's shooting down. I moved it a little bit lower, just thinking I could catch a bit more just to see whether it's going to run all the way down. And then you see it was way outside Bollinger. It started pushing back up. So I had about 250 pips and got out at that. Okay, I'll show it to you on the M15 time frame. No, M5, you see that. No, M1 actually. M1's a bit far away. There we go. Right, so it pushed down, and then the next moment it started pushing back up again. I quickly got out because I was seeing that push back up into the Bollinger Band. Right, so that was way out of the Bollinger Band. I thought, great, 250, could be 200, 250, quickly get out the trade. Thought of being, well, had a bit of a greed situation there, but then pushed, as it bounced, I quickly got out of a trade, came to my senses and got out of a trade there. Okay, hope I answered your question there, Ted. Yeah, hey Jamil, how are you doing? Okay, so that was what happened on the yen late last night and early this morning. did very well. I think, I don't see Diana here, but if Diana's on, I think she did well. She would have done well on the Swiss yen. We had a couple of people, surprisingly yesterday, a couple of people was asking about the yen pairs. The pound yen, the euro yen all did very well as well on that. Okay, so with that, then the focus for today, I might not even be doing too much trades after 250, 300 pip move yesterday. We do have the US non-farm employment change number to be released later at 9:30 GMT plus 8. Was 150k, expected 184k. Put it into the chat, let me know, what do you think? I'm not going to ask you for a number. Do you think it's going to be higher than 180? Do you think it's going to be higher than 180 or lower than 150? Put it into the chat, let me know. Higher than 180 or lower than 150? So you can put in higher or lower. Put it in, let me know. Angel K says higher than 180. Ridwan says higher. Robbie thinks 290. I think Robbie got it right a couple of times ago. So maybe we'll pay attention to what Robbie says. Ayakame says lower. Everyone else? What about everyone else? Is it going to be higher? Do you think it's going to be higher or lower than that level? Put it in. Stefan thinks 180. Okay. What I actually think that it might be lower. Right? I actually think that it might be lower than 180 or 150 even. Right? Worst case, it stays around that 170 region. Then we don't see much movements. But what we're planning for, the scenarios we're planning for is if it's above 180, we're going to see the dollar strength come back into play. If it's below 150, we're going to see a resumption of that downtrend. Okay, so David says lower, Pips Apprentice lower, Royal Governor lower, Spiro says lower. I'm thinking lower, but we'll do the scenario analysis. Right, we'll do the scenario analysis on which ones to look at if it's lower, which ones to look at if it's higher. Desiree, I have no idea how Robbie came up with 290, but if it does come out at 290, then we know who is the oracle. We know who's going to be the oracle. Okay. Then what you notice as well is that we have unemployment rate looking to stay at 3.9% for the US, while average hourly earnings is looking to go from 0.2 to 0.3. It does tend to fluctuate between that 0.2 and 0.3% level. I'm not too particular about average hourly earnings at this point unless it spikes up to 0.4, but it doesn't seem like that's a possible scenario. So at this point, we're looking at only the non-farm employment change number. Okay? So with that, we're looking at today being the 8th of December, which is also the NFP event. Okay, we're looking at dollar index now, so that one's done. We're looking at dollar index now, trading, looking like it's bouncing back a little bit strongly. Okay, well back within that Bollinger level. That channel is broken, so I'll take that away. 50% is there, it's holding. 50% has held. Checking 61.8 is still far away, so I won't bother that. And actually, I'll leave 61 there because that's right at that point, which is near the support level at 103. Okay, then also looking at this move on the dollar right now at that 50% level. Right now at that 50% level, gaining a bit of strength back up. Any major news? Yen soars, yes we know. Jobs may drive the dollar into year end, yes we know that. No big surprises there. Pound dollar, I'm just in sell to take 35, stop loss 11. I think that makes sense. Jamil, we'll look at that shortly. Now I'm looking at dollar index at that 50% level, anticipating that this point here, I would say that's my resistance now. Pushing back up, I would like to see, okay, it's quite straightforward. It's quite straightforward now on the dollar. Most likely what's going to happen between now it's 3:30 p.m. News is at 9:30 p.m. So we've got 6 hours to go. I think what is likely to happen is that we could see it trade up towards just below that resistance level. Right? We'll see it trade up towards that resistance level here. Then so I don't think we can take that one away. So then from this point here, it would be a good NFP number, right? Above 180, we'll see that push up. Below 150, we'll see that turn back down from this resistance. So we can say that this is NFP above 180K. We'll look for that, push up, and then we'll look for that as NFP below 150K. Right, so I'm looking for this to test that resistance, and then after that we'll see the reaction from that point. So right now for the dollar index, what we're looking for it to do is to retrace, test, and retrace and retest 104 resistance level. Then it will be after that dependent on NFP. All right, next move dependent on NFP. And I don't think, let me just check this one more thing. I don't think that, let's see. Yeah, see there's a small, it's just flicking between this, most likely going to stay there. I don't think that we're going to see it go from 104 straight down towards 103 on the dollar index. Okay, so if you look at NFP the last time round where we had a similar situation, right? It was expected about 180, came out at 150. This was on November 3rd. And we scroll right back, you'd see that November 3rd was right there. Right, we did see that was the news. So that was a news with the continuation of the downward push. So this was the non-farm, and that was before the daylight saving, right? So this was the move on the non-farm on the first hour, and then it continued pushing lower after that. But you see at Monday it retraced back up. Okay, so what I'm looking at here is that test below, it will come back down. I would say even if it comes back down to that 50, 61 level, that would be reasonable. And if it breaks, then we could see 104.55. I don't see that as a big chance. I see that as a more likely scenario. Okay, so all good on the dollar index so far. I mean, I've been mumbling away, but that's what I'm thinking. I think that we could see that, but we're more likely to see, I mean, if I had to guess, I would say a more likely scenario is a trade back down like that. Okay, on the dollar index. So with that, then looking at the charts, this is the Kiwi dollar, right? We were thinking that yesterday we were thinking it's going to retrace back down. It didn't do that. So let's take that away for now, right? And I'm thinking that the dollar strength now, maybe in the short term, pushing back up before that weakness could play into this view where it could again come down, test and bounce back up. Right? The dollar strength now push it back down towards the support. Non-farm payroll comes out, we see a weaker dollar, and then we see that bounce back up. What I would plan for during the NFP, so I wouldn't look for many trades right now, but during the NFP I would say about 6130, stop loss 20 pips, take profit, you could go 50. I would say 50 would be reasonable. And then if it continues pushing up, you could have about 90 pips to the upside. Yeah. Okay, so now on the Kiwi dollar, we would be looking to buy at 0.6130, 6130.20 to 90 to the upside. 6130, stop loss 20 pips, take profit 90. This is on a weaker DXY bad NFP. We'll look for that. Okay, so now push back up, test, weak bad NFP, weaker dollar, push back down. That is going to lead to a bounce on the Kiwi dollar. Then on to the Aussie dollar, pushed up. I did not get into that trade. I was too focused on the yen. Take that one away. Now that pushing back down now, 38.2 broken. We can see maybe 61.8 about there. So we see that resistance 61 level reversing from there. 50 is still holding. I don't need 61.8 there. Take that away. Aussie was only moving 20 pips up and down all day. Yeah, I mean, you know, typically, usually, I mean, like rewind back 3 years. Rewind back about 3 years. Usually during an NFP Friday, it sits in that 20 pip range. Right? I used to say during NFP Friday, I do nothing the whole day. I will just sit there, I'll be playing games, I'll be having coffee, I'll be having meetings, talking to everyone else, not looking at charts, only until, you know, 2 hours or an hour before the session, before the NFP, then we'll start looking at trades because it's all sitting in that consolidation. You know, and if some of you do have the opportunity, hopefully soon, you know, when you trade together with me, you come and sit in and trade together with me, you realize that, yeah, I'll do that on Fridays. I don't look at the charts until the non-farm payroll, then we'll look at the charts. Why do some people read 50 pips as 500 pips? I have no idea. 500 points maybe, but 500 pips, no idea. no idea. Okay, so on the Aussie dollar, I would, because you can see that the upside is again quite limited, right? Even if it does push up, there is a good 40-50 pip to the upside. So I'm not super keen on that. And even the support level seems a little bit too near. I would say that the Aussie, considering it's been sitting in a bit of that consolidation, I would be looking to sell down 65 below 6590, so 6585. Why that point is because of that level there, right? So I want to see it sit in this area, no more than 20 pips. 15 could even work there, and your take profit could be a good 60 pips to the downside on a dollar strength scenario, right? As much as it might be unlikely, but we're planning for 2 scenarios there. So I'm looking for the Aussie to stay there. Then we could be looking to sell this down at 0.6585, stop loss 15, take profit 60. This is on a stronger DXY on a good NFP scenario. All right, there we go. Okay. Ted says, I prefer Aussie for trading reward versus investment. You know, Aussie used to be very good for a longer term investment trade, because we had positive carry on the Aussie. So it was actually quite a good, this was, you know, five years back, maybe more. Back when I first started, there was a very good positive carry. So about 10 years ago, positive carry on the Aussie. So, you know, you get quite a good long-term payout. You get swap plus profit on the Aussie. Okay. So I will be looking for that on the dollar strength scenario down towards the support. That makes sense. I'm happy with that. Then onto the yen. Yen is going to get tricky now. It's going to get tricky now. Okay. So we did that. Anyone caught the yen trades? I know a couple of you missed the yen trades because you probably wouldn't be awake at midnight and 1 a.m. to trade that. But anyone else caught that? I was a bit naughty on that one. I got in right in the middle, got about 80 something pips on that, and then very happy with the 200 over on that. Anyone else got onto the yen? Let me know. On 1K lot, 15 cents per pip and $50 per 1K. No, I can't decipher that, Ted. Put it into the Discord. I can spend a bit more time on that. Yen, only looking to sell, right? Only looking to sell. That's done and dusted. Take that one away. You can see that move down, catch this all the way down here. That's 50%, all right? We can have that level. All these levels still remains relevant, so I'll keep all that there. That's a resistance. That's a resistance as well. And the levels are still relevant because of what has happened. Now approaching that 50, I would like to see it stay below 144.60. Right, I would like to see it stay below that 50% retracement level. And you'll see that despite the dollar strengthening, we're not seeing, over the last couple of hours, we're not seeing that big move on the yen. So looking at more downside only if we see that dollar weaken again. Okay, and at this point, we're way before the news. I wouldn't get into it. You would only be looking below that point at 143.20. So it's sitting in that consolidation here. Right, sitting in that consolidation, it needs to stay below that resistance. If it breaks down from that point, then 143, stop loss 30 pips, no, 35 pips, take profit 135 to the downside. Right, below this support level, and then right, if it continues trading lower, right, if it breaks this support level, back to the H4, looking at the next relevant level, it's not, that's too far away, right? That's way too far away, 137. Not saying it's not impossible. We know the yen can do ridiculous things. But I would be looking at about, let me see, 61, about that point there. So about that area there would be my next support level at 140. About 140. Okay, so back to the current. On the H1 time frame, if that breaks, then you can have another trade. So a bit like what I did yesterday, if it breaks the support, then you can be looking for the next one down. Again, about 100 pips, 141, 45, that makes sense. Stop loss would be about 30 pips that way. Right, so you're looking at that kind of trade on the yen. So the first one would be 143.35 to 135. Yen, we're looking to sell on 143. Stop loss 35. Take profit 135. Right. Again, this is on a weaker DXY. We know the story there. Makes sense. Strong sell US yen. Yeah, definitely. I'm not looking to buy, even if it does break above that resistance and bounce up. You know, if we say dollar strengthens and it pushes up, I'm not looking to buy. I'll be looking for scenarios to sell the yen down. Then onto the pound dollar. Take that away. That did not happen. That did not trigger. Not that did not happen. It did not trigger. You see that it reacted well to that 38.2 retracement level. Jamil has been selling it already. I'm losing my voice. Jamil has been selling it already to the downside. Where was it? I can't find it. Yeah, I can't find it. I can't find a message, but selling it to the downside here, about 16 pips in, just near a take profit. Yeah, I think you should be looking to get out at about that 1.2550 level, in that support level. Okay, but the anticipation is again that dollar strength pushing, maybe bouncing back down. But I would be look at the pound dollar trending strongly to the downside. I'm thinking of a scenario where the dollar strengthens, right? Of the dollar strengthening and trading the pound dollar lower. So I would have a bit of a support there. Okay, so you want to get out about that point, see what happens within this support level. I don't want to say that it could bounce, because I think we can have other scenarios for that. 10 more pips to your TP. Yeah, hey, 10 more pips, currently at 1.256061, so 10 pips is 1.2551 or 50. That's exactly where that support level is. I really suggest, you know, even if it comes down maybe another 5 more pips, you might want to consider, it is bouncing a little bit, because in that area you might want to consider getting out already. But I'm super risk adverse, so 1.2520, no, 1.2515. Stop loss 20 pips. Take profit 50 pips to the downside on a stronger dollar scenario. Right, so we're looking to see this come down, break that support to trade down. Yeah, you know, I was thinking whether that scenario could happen. But I'm looking for that move because I'm thinking that on the euro dollar, maybe it could bounce off that point if we see a weaker, it will be a nicer trade on the euro dollar on a weaker dollar. Okay, so I'm looking at this on a stronger dollar scenario where 1.2515. So we're looking to sell at 1.2515, stop loss 20, take profit 50. Stop loss 20, take profit 50. This is on a DXY strength, stronger DXY. I'll put in more words there later. Okay. Lydia, how are you doing? Yes, we'll do pound yen and euro yen shortly. Okay, that makes sense. Push down. If it breaks above the resistance, we could look for this to trade down. I'm happy with that. Then I'll look at the euro and I'll think about the possibility that a weaker dollar, right, a bad NFP leading to a weaker dollar. So it seems to have found a bit of a support here at 1.0756 or 55, this level here. All right, and we have that resistance making sense. I want to see what this long-term level looks like. 23 is there. It just held 23. Okay, so that makes sense. So what I'm looking at here on the euro dollar is possibly now maybe a bit of a fake move. A push down, and then after that, you know, it looks like it's going to break that support and bounce right back up because of the non-farm payrolls or non-farm employment change number. So a bounce on the euro, we could be looking at 1.0770. Stop loss about 20 pips. Take profit could go up to 60 and maybe even further more upside as well. Right? And if it breaks above that point, we could even be looking at that 50% level up there. Yeah, okay, that's what I want to see that. I would like to see that on the euro dollar. Sitting at that 50 level. So I'm looking for the euro to buy at 1.0770, stop loss 20, take profit 60 back up. 1.0770, stop loss 20, take profit 60, and this is on a weaker DXY scenario. Right? Maybe this might not be able to push all the way up. maybe that resistance area, so not exactly 104, but in that area there. I'm doing super well, Lydia, doing super well. So that, yeah, it's got a bit of time, so I'm going to wait for that to happen. All right, so now with the pound dollar pushing lower, and also the dollar yen holding at this position, but we're anticipating a bit more downside. Looking at the pound yen, there was a good move down that we spoke about yesterday, 150 pips to the downside. Take that away. Right now at the support level, I know I have a lot of lines there. Just ignore all those lines. Right now at this support level, pound dollar pushing lower, pound yen, yen pushing lower, US yen pushing lower. Naturally, we have to be looking for more downside. 180.20. Below 180.20, your stop loss is going to be quite wide, so I would size down on that. But your take profit could be about 200. So you're looking at a 1:1, but it's a wide stop. So I would still be looking for sizing down on that on a pound yen, okay, because of a wide stop loss. Remember your overall risk exposure. Jamil's looking for a buy on the euro dollar. I don't see a head and shoulder, but I see if it bounces a bit of a double bottom to push back up. Okay, so that was the pound yen just then, and then onto the euro yen. That moved yesterday. I mean, this was yesterday's trade, good 100 pips to the downside. If you guys did any trades, got into any good profits, let me know as well. I don't like having so many lines in this scenario, but the yen pushing down, but we're anticipating possibly some push back up on the euro dollar. I don't need that line there. And I think that line could come down to that point. I like that one a lot more. Take that way. I like that one a lot more there. So maybe what could happen, I'm still looking to sell on the euro yen, don't get me wrong, I'm not looking to buy it up, but I'm thinking what could happen if the euro dollar does bounce up is that maybe we could test that resistance and push back down. That one, and it's a big move, right? Don't get me wrong, this is a huge move. I'll look for a test and reject. Stop loss for 50, about 50 pips. Take profit could be 160 back down. So this is a big move to the upside. I'm thinking that it would be driven by a big move on the euro back up. Right, euro dollar pushing back up, going to drag the euro yen up. But remember, euro dollar pulling up is going to mean dollar weakness, which means US yen is going to come down. So you're going to have that counterbalance effect on the euro yen. So it's going to sit around, bounce around there, but we're looking for that test and reject. Looking for selling opportunities, but not ready right now. Okay. At that point, can you look to sell this down? I would say that it's a bit choppy in here. The only other scenario would be to sell down from that point. Again, you know, 30 pip, 35, 40 pip stop loss there, and 165 to the downside. So either of this scenario here, but I would not do anything on the euro yen right in the middle there. Okay, hope I answered your question there, Lydia, on the euro yen. Then now on to the US Swiss franc. Not my favorite pair, not doing too much, still sitting around that level. I would say that we have a lot of other opportunities here, so I would probably not do anything. For me, I will not do anything on the US Swiss franc. It's in that tight area. We're looking at that push back up. We're looking at that. 61.8 is pretty much still there, but pretty cleared as well, so we can take that one away. We're seeing that move. It looks like it could break to the downside. I would say to be absolutely safer, it'd be about 8735. Stop loss would be about 20 pips. Take profit would be about 50 pips to the downside. Okay, so US Swiss franc, the Swizzy, 87, very similar to yesterday, 8735. Stop loss would be about 20. Take profit would be about 50 pips. Look at that, dollar reacting along that 50. Pushing back down a bit, but I think that we still have a bit of time to maybe see it retrace back up a little bit. It's going to sit there, I think, for this hour before pushing back up a little bit again. I don't want to see it move too much now because that's going to mess up our setups for later on. Alright, USCAD did not bounce off that channel. Take that one away. Can this still be a valid channel here? Yes. Bouncing back up. The good thing is today we usually have the non-farm employment change numbers for the US and the employment numbers for the Canadians at the same time. Canadians did it last Friday. This Friday it's only the non-farm employment change number. I would say that I want to actually see, I would like to see that test and push back down. I would say that we look for that to break lower, right? Trend is still to the downside. Very similar to what we saw on the dollar index yesterday. So we're looking for that to break the support, 1.3535. Stop loss tight at 20 pips. Take profit down to about 50 to the downside. Thank you, Jamil. You're most welcome. So I will look for that 1.3535, 20 to 50 on the CAD, on the Loonie. So we're looking to sell at 1.3535. Stop loss 20, take profit 50 to the downside. So Mehdi has a long question there. Good morning, Mehdi. How are you doing? There are many non-farm Friday, non-farm payroll day. There are many fluctuations. I think anything can happen before the news is released, and even half an hour after that. Yes, for sure. If the data is as expected, the dollar will gain strength and euro can touch 1.06. If data is weak, everyone is betting on rate cut in the first quarter of next year and even sooner, and the euro could touch 1.1. What do I think? I think you're spot on. You pretty much summarized the overall view. So Mehdi's question about the euro, back here again. If data is as expected, I don't think if it's as expected, if it comes out at that 184, 170, 184 level, I think we'll still see some dollar weakness scenario. I think above 184, 190, 200, or like Robbie says 290, then we'll see the dollar strength come back into play. If that breaks, then 106.60, yes, I see that happening. If data is weak and everyone's betting on a interest rate cut, then we could see that push back up. Yes, 1.1. 1.1 is a bit of a distance away. I don't think that would happen quickly. I think that would take a lot of time to get to 1.1. We are actually in a little bit of a catch-22 right now, because remember that if the employment number is the non-farm employment change number is super strong. Yes, we're going to see the dollar strength, but that's also going to give the Fed Reserve support or good information that they could look to cut rates because employment numbers are doing well, right? If employment numbers are terrible, like if it comes out at like 84, for example, then the Feds might go, oh wait, something's happening on employment, we're not going to change anything on rates because we need employment numbers to pick up. So we want it to be a little bit bad, right? We want it to be about that 150, 140 range to be able to say, yes, employment is good and which can support rate cuts decision in April, right? Or I don't think they will, not so much rate cut decisions in April, but not change anything right now. Then we're going to see the dollar weakness come back into play. Okay, I think that there are a little small chance of a dollar strength scenario. Even if we see a big strong number, we're going to see the dollar spike up and then maybe trace back down again. So I hope I answered your question there, Mehdi, and also a very good question with more information for everyone else as well. Okay, so we've got that, we've done that. Dollar is still sitting there, that's fine. Now, lucky last, I know we've gone past the hour. Thank you all for bearing with me as I ramble on. Remember, help me out, click that like and subscribe button. And also remember guys, this is the last session for the year. Alright, if you want to update, check it on Discord or replay and watch the first part of the video. Gold, very surprisingly, right? And this is why I was so focused on the yen, because I was looking at the dollar pushing down, breaking that channel to the downside. I flicked over to gold and I thought, great, it's going to push up, and it hasn't done that. It's just been sitting in that consolidation. I'm going to sound like a broken record here. And oops, what am I doing? I'm going to sound like a broken record here and say nothing on gold at the moment, right? Unless we see that dollar weakness come back massively. That's still supporting. We still look for it to break above 2043 to rise up towards 2070 for gold. So I'll still maintain that view, right? Consolidating, look for it to break out. Consolidating, we want to see big DXY weakness to break out above 120.43 up to 2070. There we have it. Okay, so with a heavy heart, I will tell you all again, this is our last session for the year. I will be back in 2024, refreshed with a couple of new tools and ideas to help you guys trade better. So do make sure you tune in. And if you haven't already, the Discord channel link is there for you guys. Please, please, please join Discord. I will still be available to you all on Discord. So make sure you do that. Subscribe to the YouTube channel because I could do some videos on that when I get a chance. And make sure you join me on TradingView as well, because once I get any time, I'll start typing up stuff and writing up stuff, analysis for you guys as well. Okay, so see you all on Discord, and I'll see you all in 2024. Have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you for 2023, everyone. Take care now. Bye-bye.